I'm just ready to have a home and feel like I'm truly home.
I go where I want good. Yeah. I go where I want good. Yeah. I go where I want good.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is just another home buying house experience update. How rude of me. If this is your first time seeing my face, welcome. If you are already subscribed and just coming along with this journey with me, thank you and I appreciate you so much. I'm documenting my entire home buying experience, and this is just the goods, the bads, the uncertainties, the bumps along the road, and just how everything is going while I am on the road to become a homeowner, hopefully sooner than later. But to bring y'all to where I am today, in my last video I let you guys know that I was looking for contractors because the home that I am buying is a rehabbed home. It's not a complete tear down. It's not a house that's just completely unlivable, but it needs some work for me to kind of like get in the door and actually be able to live into it. I feel like I'm losing my voice. I don't know what that's all about, but I apologize for the raspiness. In my last video, I was updating you guys on where I was in the process, and where I was finding contractors to actually do the work. Trying to find contractors that are able to work with the Naca program that I'm going through, trying to find a way to get the repairs, get the work that needs to be done on the house, but getting bids, getting quotes, getting a real rough estimate, a real idea of how much it's going to cost to actually get the things that are required to be done. And where do I start? In all honesty, I probably called 10, 15 contractors in total. Of those, because I need a general contractor, somebody who is able to delegate, somebody who has everybody on their team that can actually get the job done in completion. I had 5 that agreed to show up that day. That was on Wednesday, to look at the house, inspect the things that need to be done, and be able to provide a quote to get the job done. I actually had a good turnout. I was very, very hopeful because 4 of the 5 companies actually showed up on time. Long story short for that part, you know, they arrived. Some of them arrived kind of close to each other, so my real estate agent kind of took over one while I took over the other to kind of say, hey, okay, this is what needs to be done. This is what I'd like to get done. This is the idea that I'm having, yada, yada, yada. I didn't give them my budget because if you are in real estate, or if you are, if you're in the market to get some things done to a house or any type of big project that you're hiring somebody to do, the worst thing that you want to do is start with, hey, here's my budget. Can we get it done? Because there's always the potential of being able to get it done for lesser the amount that you actually have the budget for, which saves you money all around the board. And if you give them how much you have to spend, they're going to find a way to spend every last penny of that. Now for me, I do have some big ticket items that need to be done in the house, like kitchen cabinets, kitchen countertops, all appliances. It's just a lot of, look, this house was not taken care of, y'all, and like I said before, all the carpets need to be replaced, and this house is over 2,000 square foot. Like, this is not a huge house, but it's a big house, and like I said, it's some big ticket items that just need to be done. So going back to the contractors arrived, we filled out the vibe. There was one that just didn't seem interested at all. He was almost rude in his greeting and approach. You got one that just seemed like he was going to just overcharge everything. There was 2 that we did like, and 2 by meaning one company, 2 people. They've actually already worked with Naca before, so for me it was like, oh my gosh, I pray that they can give me some type of quote that's realistic or within my budget, because they're already registered with Naca. They're already familiar with the process and how they work. And I'm like, just in a fantasy world, those would be the ones. And they also, we talked, you know what I'm saying? It was a conversation of people, you know, not just you giving me the contractor answer, and not like, I mean, you're here to do a job. You're not here to be my friend, but you can feel a vibe with somebody that you want to work with, especially when you're working with a large amount of money. So that was that. Met the contractors. They arrived. There was only one contractor that did not arrive. He called after everything was done, and it just didn't add up. So we're like, hey, we got 4 people that came to see the house. Let's just wait for their bids, wait for their quotes, and hope for the best, right? That same day, I got an email with a quote, and I got a call with a quote. Let's just say that the first one was double the budget that I have. And the second one was almost double the budget that I have. One in which he just called over the phone and just gave me the price of what it would be without writing down labor and materials, like giving a proper bid or offer. The other one didn't break down labor and materials. For me, this is all new for me, so I can't pretend that I just know exactly how all of this works, but my realtor has been schooling me on how these things work. And if you're serious about a job as a contractor, you give your bid and you break down what it's going to cost for labor, what it's going to cost for material, just to make sure that you're being realistic, or as somebody you're working with gives you an idea of what you're paying for, so that you have a better understanding. I almost kind of want to like give you the exact numbers, but just due to the sensitivity of everything, you know what I'm saying? It's my personal information. I don't know if I want to like share specifics like that just yet, and that's like not information that would necessarily give you anything, you know what I'm saying? So I've just chosen not to talk about the numbers of my transactions at this point, just because it's more about me sharing my experience, and I don't want to just give all my information out. But the 2 bids were just out of my budget. They were out of my budget. I couldn't afford the bid, the offer, the quotes that they gave. And they weren't just $5,000, $10,000 over what the limit is. They were high, just beyond my budget. So I'm not gonna lie, when I saw the first email that gave the quote, I wasn't expecting it to be that much, y'all. I was just like, oh my God, is this what it is? Like, am I just not gonna be able to get this house? That's just beyond what I can afford. Like, I can't even move this and do that to make it work. That one's just not gonna work. The second one was a little bit less, but it still was beyond $5,000-$10,000, beyond the budget that I have. You know what I'm saying? The amount that I'm qualified for. I did ask him to send me a breakdown of materials and labors so that I'm able to realistically kind of look at it, see if there's anything I can maybe take out, anything I can tweak or change to maybe bring it down to my budget. Because there are a few things that aren't necessarily required, but they are things that are going to cost me some real money down the line that I just don't want to put on myself when I'm already spending all this money to buy a house. The crazy thing about the second contractor that actually gave me the quote over the phone and didn't even bother to write up anything was that when he did write up a quote breaking down labor and materials, it was $20,000 more than the original quote, which made it higher than the highest quote. So that was like beyond what I can afford. So I just basically wiped my hands of those 2. I sent it to my real estate agent, and she's like, that's crazy. They're just marking up, and which, if it's your business, don't get me wrong, you can do what you want to do. I'm sure there are people out here that will pay your price for your work. Just in my situation, I know what I can afford, and I simply cannot afford those 2. The third one, which was the one that I was explaining, I mean, he walked into the house, y'all, and didn't even say hello. He walked into the house and just looked me dead in my face, and I was like, hi, what's your name? You know what I'm saying? It was just, he barely asked questions. He just walked around, wrote things down. He was rude. When it comes to something as important as me like swallowing my pride to buy a house, or if your work is good or if your price is good, I'm willing to work a little bit. Because I mean, some people are just not people. Some people are just cold. Some people are what they are. What you personally are has nothing to do with the work that you do. It was such a bad vibe that me and my real estate agent literally already knew, yeah, we're not getting a call back from him. He's not gonna call back. And he didn't. And I didn't call him either. So that was that. So that really only left the last company, the one that has worked with Naca before. But even when trying to get in contact with them to come out to the house, they are very, very busy. It took me a couple of days to even get one of them on the phone, but they were willing to drive from Orlando to where I am to see the house. So while it's harder to get in touch or harder to get a hold of them, they did come. They gave me suggestions. You know, the communication was really, really good. So I didn't get a quote from them the same day. I didn't get a quote from them the next day. But I did call them a couple of days later just to kind of put the bug in their ear. The receptionist told me, hey, I'm gonna have him call you. He did call me the day before yesterday. So we've been in contact the past few days, and we've been going over kind of like what I need to get done versus what I want to get done. This will be the price for the countertops if you want this. What type of cabinets do you have? And we were kind of going into detail. They haven't gave me a quote yet, y'all. So they could just as simply send me an email with the same prices that the previous ones did, but they haven't sent a quote yet. What they have done is taken more time to kind of like suggest and look into things for me. So I'm hopeful that because they're taking the time or the care to go that extra mile and try to maybe give me the best price or work things in, that even if it comes higher than what my budget is, I'm able to look at the list and maybe hold something for later, you know, downgrade something here, or just try to make it work. I'm tired, y'all. I'm really, really tired. I even called the 5th contractor that was supposed to arrive to the house but didn't make it on time. I called him and, you know, just kind of asked if he was still interested in maybe giving a quote or a bid. Look, with everything that's going on with this whole coronavirus, this week my real estate agent sent me an email and said I'm only working remotely, so if he wants to see the house or if he wants to put a bid or a quote in, we can send him pictures, we can send him the inspection list, we can kind of give him as much information as we can. But this week or maybe even longer, we're not able to go to the house. She has the lockbox code. I can't go into the house by myself, so I have to go when she's able to go. So unfortunately, you know, we're not able to just head out and show him the house. I did reach out to him and emailed him the list of the things that need to be done. I sent him some pictures of the house, and he said he's willing to kind of give me a roundabout quote, but to get the best pricing is what he said. And I appreciated him actually saying that, because that's, to me, not just saying I'm gonna price gouge you, I'm gonna charge you the total highest amount that I possibly can. He said to get the best pricing, he'd rather see the house, right? Which makes sense, but I can't get to the house, so there's nothing I can do about it. You know, like I said, it's a lot going on. So I emailed him the pictures, I emailed him the list. I haven't gotten the quote back just yet, and I'm really just sitting here hoping for the best. You know, I have the company of the 2 guys that came first waiting for their quote, and hopefully I get an email back from the contractor that hasn't technically seen the house but has the information. So yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot, y'all, and I've been up, I've been down, I've been up, I've been down, I've been up, I've been down. I'd be lying if I didn't say I was discouraged. I would be lying if I didn't say that a part of me feels like this is the point where it just might not work out. I'm not giving up. You know, I want this house. I love this house. You know what I'm saying? But a part of me is starting to kind of like pull away a little bit from the attachment that I'm starting to have to it, because it might not work out. And this is the reality of where I am right now. If I can't get a bid, if I can't get a contractor that's willing to do the work in the budget that I have, then it's done. Like, it's dead. There's no working around that at all. You know, we're talking numbers, qualifications, the bank, the lender, you know, and that's already approved as to what they're going to be able to give me. So there's no changing or working around that. If I can't find somebody to do the work, willing to work with Naca and in the price range that I have, then I'm gonna have to let the house go. That's the first time I ever said that. I hope that I don't have to let the house go, because I really, really like the house. But that is where I am, y'all. I just wanted to give y'all an update. You know, send some good vibes my way. I really hope that I get an email or I get a call, you know, or I get the quote or the bid that even if it's a little bit higher, I can maybe take something down that I can do down the line. I'm willing to do that. But you know, the quotes that I've been getting so far have just been unrealistic. And the clock is on. It's April the 1st, 2020, and my close date on my contract forms were like the 15th of April, the 21st of April at the latest. Let's be real, like, I don't even have a contractor to do the work just yet. So we need to get past this hump before we're able to go any further. And I'm feeling a little stuck. So I'm actually going to send another email, another text, and say, hey, have you gotten a chance to get it written up? Could you shoot that to me just to add the urgency? I've been doing it every day, but I can only do so much. So again, I'm focusing on what is in my control in my little room while I have dreams and hopes of having a home of my own. I'm working from home now. This is actually the first day that I start working from home. I'm just ready to have a home and feel like I'm truly home. Send me some love because this is a lot. But that's where I am. Just wanted to bring y'all an update. I will definitely keep y'all updated. See, my updates are not every day, but they are coming more frequent, and I'm trying my best to do that for y'all. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.
Yeah, I go where I want good. Yeah, I go where I want good. Yeah, I go where I want good.